it was still like I was still able to wear pants. It was still like so that was all right. So it was like low.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rest of the way we merengue, for this is a Fred Dealing Productions podcast.
Sounds like a Star Wars character.
I mean, it could be if you just believe. Let's cue the music.
I don't know what we're yelling about! We came, we saw, we kicked its ass!
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? Kind of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Who is this? What's your operating number?
Conversation anyway.
Look, we're gonna have company!
Loud noises!
Hello.
Hello!
Hello!
I'm a Kendall Richardson.
I'm a Fulya and Michael.
And I'm a man who needs the cough. Excuse me, Margot Lister.
You are now experiencing a podcast called Fred.
Yes, experiencing it through the mediums of 3 people. Guess who's back? Back again.
I have returned.
Fully is back. Tell friends.
Yes, Fulya is here. She's back from her amazing trip. And we'll get to a brief portion of it. Pretty much now, I guess.
Yeah.
We may as well just take the segues where we can get them.
Take the plunge.
Amazing.
Take the plunge.
And we'll merengue into a segue. Fulya, tell us. This is weekly watchings, but you know, I'm sure you have a specific location you visited in the US of A that you'd like to talk about.
If you're watching the video and the streams and you haven't seen already, I'm very Disneyed up right now.
She sure is.
Disneyed up all the way, even to my T-shirt where there's a Disneyland and it's Stitch, and I've got my first ever Mickey ears. It's Stitch themed. I love Stitch, and I've also got a couple of buddies on my shoulder here. The Kronk
sure
Angel
does.
and Devils. That I had to have when I saw them. It was insane because I just saw people walking around with little, plushies on their shoulders. I'm like, how the heck are they sitting on there? And then I realized that when I saw one person, then I saw multiple, and I'm like, ooh, they sell them here. I need them.
Must have.
Yes. So the place that I am referring to is I went to Disneyland.
Disneyland!
Disneyland. And I had an absolute blast. It felt like a dream. It was one of those pinch me moments. I was like, I can't be here. This isn't real. Like, how am I here?
Yeah.
And for the whole day, the smile was not wiped from my face. No joke. My cheeks hurt by the time I got home. I was smiling that much. And I had a really good friend of mine who lives in the area, in the LA, who guided me around because he's actually attended Disneyland that many times. He goes quite often. So he knows the lay of the land. And we planned it out the night before. We're like, all right, we're going to start here. We're going to hit this place. Then we're going to head over to this area and then so on and so forth. And when we got there, it's kind of what we did. We had a little complication in getting there. Rope drop. Unfortunately, we couldn't be there right on rope drop. We got there a little bit after that. Our train was delayed. We had to take the train to get down to Anaheim, and then we had to also wait for an Uber, which also took a little bit of time to then get to Disneyland. So couple of delays in the morning, but luckily we still got there and we still managed to do quite a lot of things. Went on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which was very chill. And then we went on the Jungle Cruise ride, which is also very chill. And surprisingly enough, by the time we had finished Pirates of the Caribbean, we started walking over, got to Jungle Cruise, because it was next door, kind of. It was already getting very busy. There was a lot of people in the queue, but luckily, the queue was moving along quite quickly. So that was really cool. Went on the Jungle Cruise ride, which is a boat ride, and it's shorter than I expected. I thought it was going to be a lot longer, but it was short. But it's fine. people have other rides to get to and other attractions to see, so it kind of makes sense. And yeah, it was just a nice way to just chill out on a boat, just going around, and the guide that controls the boat is essentially kind of like very scripted narrations in what the, because as you're going along, you see all these things. It's all animatronic animals, but it's still like very cool to see, and a lot of it looks very realistic and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, Jungle Cruise was quite fun. And then, so it was a nice way to start off the day. And then from there, I walked over to Galaxy's Edge. I walked over to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and we went on the Rise of the Resistance ride.
Is it good? Is it like, if I have motion sickness, am I gonna have a bad time on that ride?
It's good. Like, I loved it. It was so much fun. It's very immersive.
Okay, cool.
It, like, they take you, like, when you go in, it's almost like you were captured by the Empire, and you get taken through different corridors to get to your transportation pod. And yeah, Rey is kind of leading the Force. They have a hologram. They do It looked so real. The hologram looked insanely real. Holy moly. Anyway, yeah, you go, and then you get guided into these pods, these transportation pods that you were because you were captured by the Empire, and then all of a sudden, you know, a droid intercepts and, you know, comes in to rescue you. So you have to do, it's like a breakout essentially. And ends up you going sort of backwards and forwards and sideways and all that sort, like, it's just it's you don't see the track, but it feels very like there's an obvious way that it's going, and it's like it's taking you everywhere, because the whole point of this escape is Kylo Ren is after you.
Why do I want to, you know, let's just slow down a bit. Let's just let him catch up. Like, it's fine. Don't worry
This
about it.
whole ride felt so real. It was so immersive.
That's so cool.
To the point that because Kylo Ren's chasing you, there was a point in this ride where his lightsaber, he's up on the roof, or on the top. You see a lightsaber pierce through the ceiling.
Oh,
Trying to cut through. We're like, oh, we gotta go, and you zip backwards to get out of the way, and I'm, oh my god, it was so good.
holy
To
shit!
a point where this little thing then goes into one of those like one of those transport pods to escape from the main ship. I think we were on a Star Destroyer. I'm not quite sure, but they're trying to make it as if you are. So yeah, so you sort of these escape pods, and you zoom out, and the way that the ride makes you feel like you're actually flying through space. Holy crap! So good, so freaking good. I loved it so much. I want to ride that again. But that is a very popular ride. That is one of the most popular rides at Disneyland. That every ride, majority of the rides will have a lightning lane. So essentially, it's like if you pay extra, you'll be able to pass through the standard queues.
Yes, I remember those. Yeah.
But there are some rides where you have to pay extra to go through those lightning lanes. They have their own lightning lanes, but you can only use it one time.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was like, if you want to go on Rise of the Resistance, you have to pay an extra, I think it was like $22 to go through, or 27 or something like that. It was like under $30, but you have to pay that extra. Even if you had lightning lane attached to your entrance ticket, Rise of the Resistance was not part of that. you had to pay extra for that one
Wow.
because that's how popular it is.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Once that was done, we had a little bit more walking around through Galaxy's Edge and just sort of taking in the detail that they put into this area, which was insane. And every area you go to, the staff are wearing uniforms themed to that section of the park. So that level of detail was amazing. To the point where you go to the bathrooms and they've themed the bathrooms accordingly as well. It's so good. Mostly in Galaxy's Edge. They made it look like you're still, in space and Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. And then I think after that, we went over to the Smuggler's Run, which is the one where you are helping on a run on the Millennium Falcon, and Hondo is leading the charge. He's like, oh, you're just going to be doing a little run. You're going to go pick up a package for me, and then we're going to go. And if you know Hondo, it's a very special package.
Yes.
So it was good fun. I got to be a pilot of the Millennium Falcon.
Ooh.
So that was good fun. And yeah, you go through light speed and friggin' do all the, your sort of, I was piloting the left and right. Another person that was sitting next to me, who was a second pilot, was controlling the up and down motion of the Falcon. Then you have some engineers behind you and some gunners as well. Now we only went in as a team of 4, so it was just the pilots and the gunners, no engineers. And so that was interesting. Like, my gosh, it's a bit disorientating when you're only controlling one way of the ship itself. Like, I'm trying to go left and right, but the other pilot's supposed to go up and down. We managed to hit quite a lot of rocks and pillars and all that, and bridges and everything. So didn't do a very good job of piloting this thing, but hey, we tried. So yeah,
And yeah, do or do not, Fulya. There is no
exactly.
try. What
Yeah,
do you mean?
yeah, of course.
Sorry, I had to. I'm like, well, you're in Star Wars. I gotta make a Star
of
Wars
course.
reference.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and then just walking around in that area. But then we were gonna come back, so I had the opportunity to build my own lightsaber, but I didn't do it during the day, so I booked it for later on in the evening. So we thought, we got plenty of time before then, let's go and do whatever else we can throughout the whole park. And it's not just Disneyland, it's Disneyland and Disney and California Adventure, which is across from it, which blew my mind. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. How is that even a thing? Because apparently that is Disney California Adventure was the first thing that opened up before Disneyland opened up.
Oh, that I did not know.
Just because of the way because they had some other stuff in there that was Star Wars themed over there as well. So, and that was the first, like, Star Tours is another Star Wars ride that was in DCA, which we also went on. And that one was also quite fun. But it was just interesting because I'm like, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is over there. Why is there Star Tours over here? So my friend explained that, well, when they first opened up, they didn't have the rights to everything yet, but they were slowly getting into it, and then they decided to add in a Star Tours to this specific section, and then they built Galaxy's Edge after the fact. So, but yeah, that was cool. I think apart from Galaxy's Edge, one of my other favorite rides was going to Radiator Springs at Cars Land, going on in a car ride, where you're literally sitting in a car where there's 6 people, and the cars obviously have faces, and you start off cruising through Radiator Springs. They've got everything sort of built up. It looks like super authentic. It looks so good. The
Nice.
animatronics on these rides are insane. They're so cool. Like very realistic. Very realistic.
Mhm.
And so on this ride, you start off cruising, and then you get to a point where it's like a starting line, and then Mater and Lightning McQueen are there having a little chat, and it's not just you either. It's another car coming up side by side. So you're racing another set of people in another car in this ride.
Mhm.
And then once they say go, the cars shoot off. And you're racing around a track. And it was fast. Like it was lightning fast, if you will.
Yeah, it was.
Uh,
Did you find the lightning lane for that?
yes, we did. I think that was another one of those you had to pay extra to get through to
Yeah,
that
right.
lightning lane, because that was another popular ride that when we got there, I think it was, what time was it? It was almost lunchtime, and that ride already in the standard queue, the line was insanely huge. Like it was snaking around a long distance. So we were super happy to pay extra to be able to go through. Because here's the thing, right? If I was there, if I had a couple extra days and I had the time to be able to visit this park for 2 days maybe, I wouldn't have rushed through too much, and we wouldn't have to worry too much about lightning lanes. But
Mm,
as patient as I am, when it comes to stuff like this, I would rather give myself more time to see more and do more by using the lightning lane option. Like I feel like it is worth the money to get, for
okay.
sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Good tip.
Yeah. So I would definitely recommend, if you do end up going to Disneyland, definitely get the ticket entrance that gives you the lightning lane option, because it's going to save you a lot of time, because
Nice.
there's a lot to do and see in this
You're
place.
you're buying time.
Exactly. You're essentially buying time. Oh
Amazing.
boy, yeah. There the other things apart from rides. There were also mascots walking around, and they had professional photographers there, which was awesome because these photos were free, and as long as you have the Disneyland app, they'll be able to scan immediately and put those photos into your app, and then you've got them digitally for people to so that you could share it on social media, or
That's
if you
cool.
wanted to get them printed, you could get them printed as well, which was
Nice.
insanely cool. So I really love that aspect of being at Disneyland, that you actually have good, really good function of the Disneyland app. So that was really cool. Um, so yeah, I got to meet a couple of mascots. One of them being Mickey Mouse, of course. I was like, we're at Disneyland. I see a Mickey Mouse. I need to get an obligatory photo with Mickey.
Of course.
So I'm like, yeah, to show that I'm here, I need a picture with Mickey. So that's what I did. But I think my favorite one was meeting Baymax. And oh my gosh, like he greets you, he waves, and the way that he speaks, it's very robotic. The way of course, because that's what he is. And we fist bumped, we hugged, and we had a quick little conversation, which was really cool. Wasn't expecting to have like a conversation with Baymax. But he was very polite and very very sweet. And yeah, I had a wonderful time meeting Baymax. Yeah, it was good in San Francisco. They actually had an area built, San Francisco, with the San Francisco Bridge, like a replica version of it that you get to cross as well, which was really cool. So yeah, I had an awesome time, but yeah, Disneyland was just, man, I could talk about Disneyland all day, but I don't want to take up too much more of the time here. So let me also mention some of the stuff that I've been watching. since the last
Yes.
time we did the podcast, or at least you guys did. So I'll just talk about my in-flight entertainment that I had coming back home. I started watching the Flash film.
Oh wow.
The most recent one.
That's wow. Was there not a lot of content for you to watch? Miss I don't watch DC movies.
No, there
Jeez.
there were other movies on there, but I was like, you know what? I'll give it a go. It's here. I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, it's free.
But I got 30 minutes in and I was super bored and I stopped.
How can you get bored with babies going into microwaves?
Stopped after that point. It just got to that point where he figured out that he could time travel and all that, and I'm just like, I'm not buying it. I'm not really that convinced, so I stopped. I'm like, let me just go to something else.
Sounds more like the Fulya we know. Well, at least you tried. Kudos for trying.
Hey, I gave it 30 minutes of my time, of my in-flight time. So I ended up switching over to Ford versus Ferrari.
Hey,
And I really liked that. I really liked that.
Good movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I cried at the end. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
I was so invested in these characters.
I know. Such a good story.
Ah, man. It was so good. I also watched Taron Egerton's Robin Hood.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't mind that one. It was good.
Okay.
I didn't mind it. I liked it.
Cool.
The Jamie Foxx character was interesting as well. I'll just leave it at that. And the last film I watched on the plane was which is one that you've recommended I watch tons of times, and that's Crazy Rich Asians.
Great.
Yeah, I
Did
watched
you love it?
It was fun. It was good fun.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, and just seeing Aquafina then.
Yeah.
I'm like, she hasn't really changed.
No.
It's sort of the same. But it was good fun, and I loved the comedy from it and the romance and all of the drama. Was so funny. Oh man.
Yeah, it's good.
So I really enjoyed that. But since I got home, which was yesterday at the time of recording, I ended up watching Marvel Studios assembled Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm like,
Nice.
yes. I saw this pop up and I'm like, yay, I get to watch it, so I will watch it, and I did. I really enjoyed it. You can see the love and the passion that Sean Levi and Ryan Reynolds put into this movie, just the way that they talk about it, and I'm super happy that they've bonded really well. I think they started working together from which one was it? Was it Red Notice? No, because it was just before.
It's Free Guy, wasn't it?
It was Free Guy. Sorry, you're right. Free Guy.
Yeah, Free Guy.
It was Free Guy, and then the Adam Project.
Yes.
That's the one. And they've been sort of talking about doing, the Deadpool movie, and that Ryan couldn't see this movie being directed by anyone else but Sean, which was really cool. But yeah, just like seeing how it all sort of panned out, the way it was filmed, the different characters that were brought in, the set design, the costumes. Oh man, I love this stuff. It's so good. So I'm really glad I got to watch that. I've also been watching Delicious in Dungeon, which, Kendall, apparently you said that you want to watch this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching it with my weekly crew that I've been watching. I watched Avatar with and Korra with and Shield.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on our list, so we're getting to that soon.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Nice.
It is D&D with cooking.
Nice.
Essentially cooking the monsters that they end up killing or that they come across. And all
That's
that sort of
great.
stuff. So there you go.
There you go.
You know, I won't spoil too much more, but that's the gist of the show essentially. It's good fun. It's actually quite funny. So I'm actually enjoying that. And finally, I'm continuing my watch through of Shrinking season 2. And I'm liking it. I'm liking it even more. Yeah. Because I heard, Michael, you said that you weren't enjoying it as much.
It just didn't mix with me.
Okay,
But
fair.
my wife had a look at it and is interested in watching it, so I'll probably have to rewatch the first one, first season, and then watch the second one. Because, as I said countless times, there's a lot of things that we don't really watch together. And now Penguin's over. What do we watch now?
Yeah. Trying to find that one thing that you guys can sort of bond over. That makes sense.
Yeah, I've gone off trash TV now. I mean, every time, usually we just sit down and watch like Gogglebox or something like that, but not even that's doing it for me.
Yeah, Shrinking's been good, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Disneyland is massively impressive. Now I need to go down to Orlando and see Disney World, but apparently that one requires more than just one day.
Oh yeah, it does. It's
5
freaking
parks
huge.
apparently.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
Orlando, Florida.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I wanted to also go to Universal when I was in LA. I didn't have the time.
Yeah.
Nor did I have the money by the end of Disneyland.
That's fair.
Or the energy. Because, man, I was there for, I'm going to say 16 hours? Yeah. We were there from open till close.
So wait, do they open at like 6 and shut at 10 or something like that?
No, I think they opened 8.
And shut at midnight?
Probably after 10. I think we got out of there after 10.
Okay,
So,
so,
yeah.
about 14 hours.
Yeah, 14, 15 hours of just
Yeah.
being at one place.
Holy mother of pearl. Okay, well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Kudos to you.
Yeah, I was dead by the end of that. And
Yeah.
I spent too much money. As you can tell.
But I need it.
I need all this.
I need
So-
it.
Oh, the one thing I didn't mention was the fact that I built my lightsaber. It's this whole experience. So they take you in, they talk about the lore of a lightsaber, and they're in character as well. So they talk about the kyber crystals and the way that the different designs were developed in terms of the on the lightsaber hilts. And I ended up with obviously I went with the blue kyber crystal, so blue. But the design that I went with was a protection and defense design. So it's very Knights of the Old Republic sort of a design, very old school looking sort of hilt design, which is really nice because it's got like the silver and the gold and the sort of copper colors through it. Very, very sleek. I was tossing up between that one and the one that had like natural look to it. So something, like the ones that Rey has. But it's got like all these natural elements to it. And it's very sort of like got like wood sort of through it and all that sort of stuff. But I was tossing up between that and the defense and protection one, and I was just like, no, I think I like. My gut said protection and defense. Like I went with my gut feeling, which was not something I normally have when I'm making decisions. But for this one, I was like, I feel more towards this than I do any of the others. And that's what I went with. So I don't have it with me just yet. It is currently being shipped, which is it is a service that Disneyland offers, that if you need something shipped home, they will do it for a fee, of course, but they will do it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get this on board. There's no way this is going to be safe in my suitcase, nor will it fit anyway. So I'm like, please ship it for me. So once I receive it, I will show it off for you.
Please, I can't wait to see that. That's so exciting. Oh my god, Fulya. Wow.
I am now a Jedi.
It's official.
It is official.
It's Disney
You are-
official.
It's Disney official. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. That was amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, man. Living vicariously through people. What a time. What a time. Oh, Mike.
Yes.
How's your week been? What have you been watching?
Well, funny enough, I went to Disneyland.
Did you now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Nah. I just sat at home and watched telly. As I tend to do. Yeah. Last time we talked, I finished the first season of Arcane. And wow, what an ending for a season.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that I didn't have to wait 3 years for the second season to come out.
Yeah, that's. I waited like 2.5 because I think I watched it like 6 months after it came out. So yeah.
But and I went straight into the second season as well. I've only seen the first act, so the first 3 episodes of the new season, and just didn't skip a beat. It was phenomenal. It just meshed right into the rest of the story. The artistic integrity that they have is astounding. I cried at the first bit where the whole city is mourning, and they do this fantastic thing of juxtaposition of these characters who are essentially 3D, but the painstakingly like charcoal art that they did like around the characters is just fascinating and emotional, and I just it's like Banksy. It's like this is fantastic, and then each episode has its own sort of unique quality and the story it's going down a very interesting route where you are sympathetic to all these characters, so you're just watching the situation like unfold, and I didn't expect to actually enjoy a series that is based on a game that I have no familiar connection to, which probably helps because I don't have any like prior knowledge of going, oh, they didn't do that thing, or they, and it was a bit like watching the first well, because there's only been the first one, but the Last of Us, like watching that for the first time and not knowing where things were going, and just watching as it is, and it's great. And then I started playing it, and then I played the second game, and I'm going to be in a bad time when that comes in. Anyway, but Arcane, great. The next 3 episodes are out. Haven't seen it, and next week will be the finish, and the whole thing's finished, and it will be a big excuse to actually get like this on 4K, and then I have to get a 4K player and start collecting 4K discs from my favorite shop, JB. No sponsor, but that's if they still do physical media. I'm not sure.
Yes, we do.
Well, Bendigo's sort of they're doing renovations. It's like, I want to look at the DVDs, and they just got all the shitty ones out. It's like, people will probably buy this. It's like, hurry up and finish your renovations. I want my stuff. I want more stuff to look at.
Yes.
It's the only chance I get to get to feel like I'm in a video easy again. just give me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arcane's good. Cut out the middleman. I've gone back to the role-playing game of Vox Machina. So I'm up to episode 40, and I've just finished the first season. So the dragons have come.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm up to that bit. And now they're working that out. So that's cool. So not long now until I find out what's going to happen in the 4th season. Vecna, basically. Spoilers. But not from Stranger Things. This is the actual. Interestingly, they'll probably not do or call them Vecna, because
Probably not.
I'm not sure if that's a D&D copyright thing, because they can't do any copyrighted D&D stuff. Like the Beholders are a lot different than a huge ball. It turned into a squid tentacle monster sort of thing. But that's good. So I've been listening and watching to that while going through paperwork, because it's the end of the year, and I'm trying to get my space all ready for next year, because a lot of cool stuff's going to happen next year. Ooh, watch this space. And I'll finish this week off I went to the movies, and I saw Gladiator 2.
Nice.
It was an alright film. I didn't expect much, but not to poo-poo it. It is a great looking film, and I appreciate that they've upped the ante of actually doing what they couldn't do in the first one, where the gladiators were battling like different animals and all that, because they couldn't really do that in the first one. I mean, they had tigers, and even they had to do it sparingly, because they had to do it physically. And with this one, it's like, yeah, you can sort of tell that some of them aren't there, but it's the stunned disbelief. It's like a gladiator field where they're battling these exotic animals that they've tortured and not fed, and so they've gone wild, and it just makes sense. Like, yeah, it's a good watch. I really enjoy the people that are in it. It's been a long time since I've seen a movie with Denzel, and he was great. And it's going to be sad when he retires. Apparently, he's going to do one or two more, and then he's going to retire. So that's going to be sad, because he's a good actor. Going to miss him a lot. Pascal's great, and all the rest, and yeah, it was a good fun popcorn flick. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, and that's basically my week. What about you, Kendall?
What about me? Well, yeah. Well, I guess I wanted to mention one thing I didn't get to mention last week that I watched, because I didn't really watch that much this week. But I watched the Borderlands movie.
Oh yeah, that's free on Prime now.
It's on Prime now. Yeah. Yeah, and it was all right. It wasn't like incredible or mind-blowing or amazing. It was just kind of okay, and I think I can, just based on that, can kind of see why it didn't do very well. Like I've definitely seen worse movies, but yeah, like I wasn't super invested in some of the characters, and the story was a little predictable. But it looked really cool. Like the aesthetics of they kind of captured the aesthetics of the game pretty well, I would say. And Jack Black was funny as Claptrap, actually, which was good. And yeah, and Kate Blanchett was badass. So yeah, so it was fine. Nothing to really just oh my god, you have to see this. But yeah, if you're looking for something to watch on Prime one night, it's a harmless movie you could watch. There are worse movies you could watch. So yeah, if you're curious, check it out. And if you're not, it's fine. I won't hold it against you. But this week, Fulya mentioned Aquafina before. I watched, and speaking of Amazon Prime too, just multiple segues everywhere. I watched Jackpot.
The John Cena. What if you won $1 million?
Yes. It's set in.
Okay. I've been apprehensive about that one.
Okay, I would be curious, fully. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence as if you would like it or not like it or not. I think you would watch the whole thing and not turn it off after 30 minutes. But but no, it's cool. Like the premise is like fun and easy to follow. Like it's you know set in the near future with after things have gone to shit and and for some reason in California murder is legal as long as you're doing it with this jackpot thing where you have to someone wins the lottery and then you can hunt them down and kill them and get their money by sunset. You have until sunset on the day that they win. Aquafina wins said lottery and John Cena offers his protection services to help her make it through the day. The two of them work together so well. I need them in more movies together, honestly. They bounced off each other perfectly. Both of them so funny, both of them improving so much. John Cena's just hysterical. And Awkwafina's hysterical as well. I love them both. So you're in for a good time, I think. Like I was laughing quite a bit. There wasn't a whole lot to it. You can tell it was a streaming movie and not a cinema movie. Like it had that vibe of like, this is, not so many locations, probably a little lower budget. But it was fun. I had a good time. And Simu Liu gets to play a bit of a douchebag in this. Which was interesting because I've seen him obviously as Shang-Chi and then he's a bit of an idiot in the Barbie movie, but that's a bit fun.
He's not an idiot. He's Ken.
He's Ken. Sorry.
Ken's enough.
All right, Ken's enough. He is Kenough. And then in this he's a complete jerk. But he looks great. So Fulya, maybe you should give it a go. I think. See what you think.
Okay.
It's not a long movie either. It doesn't go for like 2 million hours, so you'd be able to get through it. And it was paced quite well, so I was never bored or never wondering when it was going to get onto the next scene and the next setup and blah blah blah. But I really liked it. So
okay.
Yes. See how you go. But the thing that I'm really excited to talk about, Mike, you didn't mention it. I'm hoping because you were thinking I was going to talk about it this week because I finally had time to watch The Penguin and finish that because that is done now. And what the fuck? Oh my god!
Favorite show of the year?
Very potentially.
Hey.
Like it is. I can't even with how good this show was. Like I keep saying this, and me and another mate, we keep saying this to each other. It had no fucking right to go this hard and be this good.
Yeah.
Like, it did. Like none of us thought it was going to be this like high caliber crime drama that just happens to be set in the world of Gotham. It's so not comic booky, and that's fine, whatever you like. But like you wouldn't know it was a comic book thing really unless you were like, okay, well, they call him Penguin every so often. But like, yeah, I was blown away. I didn't know what to expect, and that was the really cool thing about this show is that like things just keep getting worse for Oz the further in this show gets, and you're like, I don't know where the fuck this is going. How is he going to get out of this? And then things just keep happening and changing on a dime, and my god. But fucking I almost couldn't handle seeing the backstory on what happened to his brothers. Like that was fucked up. No. This is deeply, deeply disturbed human being. And
Yes.
he's the protagonist of this show. And at points I'm like feeling bad for this guy, and now I'm like, oh, why do I still want you to succeed here? Like, I don't know. It's maybe I don't know, but that was fucked. And then the relationship with his mum is quite more deep and messed up than it ever needed to be. But hey, it's fine.
Yep.
Here we are. But of course, I love Sophia, and it looks like they're taking her in an interesting direction, and hopefully it means she'll be in the Batman sequel. Maybe, I don't know. But I loved her storyline, and it was a fitting conclusion to it, if this is the conclusion. Sad, but fitting. But then for me I bawled. I'm still like dealing with what happened to Vic. Fuck. That was oh.
Well, you got to see it through Oswald's, perspective.
Yeah.
He went through a harrowing ordeal.
Oh, so bad.
Of your worst enemy, preying on your vulnerabilities and your attachments, like with your mother. So, and he did feel a kinship with Vic, and he saw the writing on the wall. It's like, this is probably going to be a problem later down the track. I'm just going to deal with it now.
Yeah, I get that. I know why. I know that's why.
Still
it doesn't
fucked.
make it any easier. It's still fucked. Yes, you're right. It's still fucked. Especially because I had an epiphany yesterday. Or was it yesterday? Was it this morning? I can't even remember. Time has been an illusion the last 48 hours for me. I had a thought, and I messaged my mate, and I was like, okay, if he's killing spoilers for Kevin.
Fulya might watch it. She loves DC stuff.
Yeah, she'll make it 5 minutes into episode
Don't
1.
count on it.
She'll be done. I had a thought that was like, okay, well, he's killed Vic, obviously, because he's going to be a weakness for him down the road, like you've said. But then he leaves his girlfriend alive, and he leaves his mum alive, even though his mum is now a vegetable.
Living in the attic.
Living in the attic of his new penthouse place, and
very gothic.
All this, very gothic, very Gotham. But I'm like, okay, why is Vic has to die, but like arguably the two greater weaknesses to him get to remain alive. And my friend said to me, he counter-argued, he's like, well, I mean, do you really think he would kill his own mother after what you just saw happen? Like, and like the deeply fucked connection that he has to her, and the fact that, and Fulya, you're not gonna like to hear this, man. I'm just gonna say it anyway. The fact that he makes his girlfriend dress up like his mum so they can dance, with each other. And
Praise
not
me.
Not in a. I mean, it's definitely he has a mummy kink going on. But yeah, anyway, that's enough of that.
Well, he's got no one else to say that he's terrific and awesome, so it's got to be his girlfriend. That girlfriend.
Yeah, so he's
the
keeping
person
her
that he's
around.
Paying.
Yeah. He's keeping her around for that. So I'm just like, why wouldn't? Anyway, I don't know. I just feel bad. For Vic, man, because like if they're still alive, why did he die? Like, what was the point?
And also, he didn't keep his word when his mum said, "If this thing gets me, make sure that I'm no longer here." So
correct.
He went against his word. So not a very nice person.
No, he
doesn't keep his word.
He's awful. He plays the game only for himself and no one else.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't wait to see how many awards the show wins.
Yes.
Next year, it's gonna. Whew, it better sweep everything. It fucking better. Like, goddamn. Anyway, so Penguin was amazing. Please watch it.
Yeah.
Even though we just spoiled a lot of the ending, but yeah.
He survives.
Amazing. He survives.
I
He
didn't
makes it
expect him
out.
to survive. It could either go one
Neither.
or two ways.
I was like, nah, he's done for. Like, this is not. He's not getting out. And yeah, and then he took down fucking Maroney with him. So, well, he didn't die,
The
but you know.
Falcones and the Maronis, and he's top dog.
Penguin is top dog in Gotham now.
Who are you going to call? Bat Signal.
The bat signal. Yeah, that was a nice little touch at the end.
Is it? Yeah, okay. Here and all there, but...
It's kind of just, it's almost kind of a reminder of like, and where the fuck have you been while all of this has been going on? It's the only plot hole about these kinds of shows is that it's like you have this superhero that we know that if they were here, they could stop all this shit.
Yeah, but he can't be everywhere.
No, he can't be everywhere. But I just wonder what he was up to. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But until then,
We'll probably learn that in part 2.
the Batman #2, which is still probably another 2-3 years away at this point.
2026.
Yeah, okay, 2
Yeah.
years. Well, a year and a half, because we're nearly in 2025 already. Alright.
Yay.
That is officially the most epic weekly watchings of all time. So, well done, team. Well done.
Yeah.
Golf clap.
Let's skip to the
Golf
end.
clap. Let's skip to the end. It's
Time.
time for the nerdy news. Let's do it.
This is the news in nerdy news. The nerds that talk about the nerdy news. That is us who talk about the news that is nerdy. And now the queen of nerdydom, the hostess with mostest, Kendall Richardson. Take it away, Kendall.
It's me. Yes, it's news time. Hello, everyone. Great. We've got some cool things to talk about this week. Most of them are Disney related, which is very appropriate. Starting with
Disney.
starting with, we have our official cast list for Marvel Zombies. That show that was announced 5 ever ago is still happening. More on that train of thought in just a sec. But we have a full cast list, which is really cool. Again, Awkwafina is the woman of the podcast, apparently, because she is going to be in it. She's returning as Katie Chen. We've got David Harbour, of course, Red Guardian. So good to see him here. Simu Liu, also speaking of him. Shang-Chi himself will be in Marvel Zombies. Elizabeth Olsen is returning to the MCU to portray zombie Scarlet Witch. That's going to be interesting to see.
It'll be an easy day.
This one probably makes me very happy as well. Randall Park,
Yay.
Jimmy Woo.
Let's go.
Jimmy Woo is returning
Magic.
once again. Magic.
Sorcerer Supreme.
I didn't think I mentioned last week or this week that I rewatched Ant-Man 1 and 2 recently. And it was so cool to see him.
What, not 3?
There's a third movie?
Yeah, there's a third movie. It's the best movie. The most memorable movie ever.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was watching number 1, just having flash forwards to the Quantum Mania and Darren.
Darren.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Anyway, yeah. We've got Florence Pugh, Yelena Belova in this one as well. That's really cool. Haley Steinfeld is returning as Kate Bishop. Dominique Thorne is returning as Riri Williams / Ironheart. More on her in a sec. As well. And Aman Vellani, Kamala Khan is coming back to the MCU to play Ms. Marvel here. And then we have an appearance by Blade, but not played by Mahershala Ali or Wesley Snipes. It's portrayed by an actor named Todd Williams, who I should have looked up before the pod, but hey, here we are. But yes, so interesting that they wouldn't try and get Mahershala because, you know, so many people are like, we want the Blade movie. Like, make the Blade happen. That way he could have, been Blade. But now the joke about, there's only one Blade, will no longer stand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Boom.
Boom. Boom, boom. Okay, this guy, he was in Vampire Diaries. He was in
Oh.
San Andreas. He's been in a bunch. Oh, he's done voices for other things like Starfield, the video game, Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, so he's a voice actor and a screen actor. So, yeah, he's doing the voice of Blade in Marvel Zombies. So that's really cool. This is coming out next year, I'm pretty certain. Trying to see if this article has a release date. Or maybe they haven't said yet. Oh no, here we go. We do have a release date. It is next year. For Halloween, basically. It'll be dropping on the 3rd of October.
Makes
next year.
sense.
So, makes so much sense. Yes. Fulya, are you keen to check this out at all? I know it's zombies.
Well, it's cartoon zombies, no?
Yes, it is. Animated zombies.
I was able to get through What If with that had the zombies in it in the first place, so
Yes.
I think I'll be okay. I should be alright to watch it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of things that you've watched, or maybe haven't watched, if you get a chance, check out the trailer for What If Season 3, if you haven't already.
I still need to watch Season 2.
Well, I retract my consideration for you.
Can I tell you?
I have seen the trailer for Season 3, and I have no clue what's going on, so yeah.
Okay, great.
Can I tell you a plan? Can I tell you a plan of what I'm doing in December? I'm going to watch all of the What Ifs, chronological
Oh, from
order,
Season 1?
in the first day, and you start on the 4th.
That's your Christmas Advent calendar this year. It's What If.
And it works all the way up until the last episode of Season 3.
Nice.
So, and then we can compare notes.
Yes, then we will.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good.
Okay.
Cool. Shall we ask for Mike's thoughts then on this cast?
About what? What? I forgot.
Marvel Zombies.
Yay! This is going to be cool. I'm hoping for more graphic violence. I want violence. I want bodies being ripped apart. Yeah, I like the people that are in it. And it will be a novelty of just listening to Elizabeth Olsen just going, bleh. That'd be cool. The Todd Williams thing is pretty interesting. I'm thinking they probably had this in the can from the beginning because they were expecting, we're gonna have Blade anytime soon, but obviously not. So maybe they're gonna do a work around that of explaining as like, oh, who are you, instead of going, hey, I'm Blade. But not the one that you're expecting. Could be a variant. They could change it up and have him in the, I don't know, I can't remember what the classic comic garb is for Blade, but it's not the Wesley Snipes thing with the leather and the glasses. I think it was like a traditional, like a vampire hunter. And it kind of makes sense that this actor is from Vampire Diaries. So, bit on the nose? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, please. I don't know how they're going to do this, but I don't know if they can do a workaround here. But if they are going to do a Blade movie, can we have just one person from What We Do in the Shadows? Someone.
That would be a hell of a crossover.
Taika, there you go, and it's in canon, And then what we do in the shadows is part of the MCU.
That would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, got to get Matt Berry, well, probably Taika. I don't know. One of them. They're all in the same universe. There you go.
Matt Berry on camera.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Camerate.
Wonderful.
Speaking of which,
All right.
next.
Yes. Next Disney item in the Disney news, even though it's not all Disney news.
Whoa, Disney.
There's some Star Wars things afoot. This is interesting this week. A couple of things. First off, as just a footnote to this story, they pulled from release a untitled Star Wars movie that's supposed to come out at the end of next year, or the end of 2026. I've forgotten now which one. The word is it's the Rey movie that's being worked on currently. They haven't really said why it's been pulled from a release schedule, or they haven't even confirmed if it is the Rey movie. But hearing that in tangent with this story about how Lucasfilm have decided they want Rey to be sort of the focus of this new generation, I guess, of Star Wars movies going forward. I think it's really, really interesting, especially because they refer to her as apparently she's the most valuable cinematic asset in the Star Wars universe, and that's being words being thrown around when we have a Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out. As well. I found that really interesting. And there's so many other Star Wars films in production, pre-production, on the tail. So yeah, so I don't know. Interesting words coming out of Lucasfilm, coming out of people with the inside scoop from Lucasfilm. Yeah, I mean, sure, if they want to lean into Rey, Daisy Ridley's a fantastic actress. You know, she was really, really good in the Skywalker saga. Say what you will about the Skywalker saga, the sequel trilogy. She was good. And I'm curious to see where they take her story. I we talked about this when it was announced, but yeah, I don't know what kind of story they're going to tell, where they're going to go with it. But yeah, I hope it's good. It's just really weird to hear them say that she's like, oh my god, she's like the key. She has to be the key focus. She's the glue. She's the Stan Lee of this thing. It's just interesting.
Well, she's the new Skywalker.
Yeah, I suppose. But they said they weren't going to really continue the Skywalker saga either. But I guess you're right. If she's calling herself a Skywalker, then perhaps it is a continuation. I don't know.
Skywalker adjacent.
Skywalker adjacent, yes. Palpatine.
Yeah, I was gonna say Palpatine.
The Palpatine are, still the wildest thing. Yeah. But anyway, interesting. I'm still, I'm gonna obviously we're gonna watch these movies. I'm gonna watch these movies when they come out, when they happen, and
I mean, I have to now.
Yeah, you do. You've been to a galaxy far, far away.
I have, yeah.
You had to sign you signed an agreement walking in. You didn't know you did, but you did. And
well,
now
let's just say it was more so my force was used.
Yes, they took your M count and
pretty much.
You were forced into it.
You were forced.
Exactly.
You were forced into it. What do you think, Fulya, about getting more Rey, making her sort of the main, the Tony Stark, the Nick Fury of this whole thing? What do you reckon?
Look, I didn't hate Rey in the Star Wars, the last 3 films of the saga, and I feel like seeing more of her, getting more of her character development would be really nice to see as well. So I'm not excited about it, but I'm still I'm not on the negative side of this is like something that we shouldn't be getting. I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. Like, we're gonna see a bit more of her, learn more about her. So yeah, I'm all for it. I'm okay with that. That's fine. As long as it works, as long as it works.
Yeah, we want it to work. We want it to be good. Mike, do you share similar thoughts, or you're just like, it's gonna happen regardless, let's just let it happen?
It's probably going to happen regardless. If they're going to do something Star Wars like movie related, I mean, when was the last one? I think it was actually Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skywalker, which is 5 years ago now.
Yeah. So they've rested on their laurels like enough. Probably, I don't know, because this is just titterings or anything like that. It's just very, very small. Maybe we're going to see it in the next 5 years, which would probably be perfect. Of having just 10 years of leeway in between sagas, and probably have a completely different story on where the Star Wars universe is going, and not necessarily focusing on two particular families. Maybe just going to let the past die. Maybe Raylo. Yeah, maybe he was right all along. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I suppose the only connective tissue that they can do is probably doing stories with Ray, because everyone else is dead. Chewie, well, doesn't even speak English, so it's a bit hard to do that unless we have another holiday special on our hands. Coincidentally, I actually watched that documentary not too long ago, A Disturbance in the Force. It was a bit of fun.
Where did you watch it? Where did you find it?
I found it.
Great.
I do. Yeah. Trying to paint me in a corner.
No, I want to watch it. I want to know where you watched it. Means.
Yeah. Fell off the back of a truck, you know.
Yeah, great.
Okay. I just found it. It was just lying down there, and I was like, oh, what's this? Anyway.
What's this? Let's just check this out.
I watched it like everyone else watches the holiday special. Fitting.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah. It's more Star Wars. It's inevitable that we're gonna have more Star Wars, and go back to doing movies. I mean, TV shows are great. Next year, well, we'll talk about it later, but of course, next year we're gonna have a couple in the pipeline, which look very interesting, and yeah, and we need to keep banging on that IP because there's so much things riding on it for Disney to just squeeze as much as they can out of it until it's unprofitable, and they'll just say, "Oh, we're going to treat these like the Muppets, pretend they're not really there." Yeah,
we love it.
We do.
Great. Cool. All right. Well, speaking of the future, the next item in the news, Disney released a trailer during the week that is basically a preview of coming attractions for 2025. A lot of really cool things in there. Time out?
Sorry, Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Sorry, thank
mentioning?
you. Yes, thank you for correcting and mentioning. Yes, Disney Plus. It's Disney Plus.
No theatrical releases here.
No theatrical here whatsoever. Yeah, so everything coming to Disney Plus next year. And basically just to list them all off. We got a brief glimpse of the bear, Skeleton Crew, Alien Earth, which I'm really curious about. Ironheart, which was awesome to see. Daredevil Born Again, let's fucking go. Season 2 of Andor. We're all fucking ready to go with that one. Chad Powers, Good American Family, the last season of The Handmaid's Tale, which I think in Australia is distributed via SBS, not Disney Plus, but stay tuned for that. Goosebumps, The Vanishing, starring David Schwimmer. Season 2 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which apparently is quite a good show. And Paradise. So, yeah, jam-packed bunch of stuff. I'm just going to quickly go over a couple of things that I liked, and I already mentioned them, but Yeah, Alien Earth. That's the Noah Hawley Alien series. And I don't know how it's connected to everything else, but clearly it is.
Prequel.
They prequel, yeah. They released a little. There's a little trailer for that going around if you want to see a teaser trailer for it. Yeah, I'm really curious as to what if, and I hope that there's more to the story because it kind of looked a bit, I don't know,
bit naff.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was much to it, which I was like, Noah Hawley, he's very good at television. I mean, he created the Fargo series, spun out of a movie as well.
Maybe it's his first wet fart. We don't know.
Who knows? It could be. It could be. But he's got a good track record, so we'll see. But yeah, I was very happy to see some stuff from Ironheart and from Daredevil. It's the first time the public have seen footage, like out in the open, not just at conventions, for both of those. So that's absolutely fucking wonderful. And especially because we've been waiting for Ironheart for fucking ever, it seems, as well. So it's really cool to see Riri Williams finally get a show. But yeah, I think seeing little bits of Andor was great. You know, a brief glimpse of K2SO potentially, or at least a droid that looks like K2SO in there, and lots of Cassian being awesome, and you can already see the growth in his character from where we started with him at the beginning of the first season to where he's going to end up by the time we hit Rogue One. Yeah, it looks cool.
Kaboom.
And then kaboom, and then he dies. Yeah, but it's not about the destination; it's the journey. It's the journey.
That's what losers say.
That's.
Why don't they take eagles?
Oh man, I can't say it, but there was a really funny line in Jackpot that was a Lord of the Rings reference. But anyway, I'm not going to say it because it's funnier in context. But yes. So I'm really excited for all this stuff. I can't wait to see a full Andor trailer. It's coming out in April. We got a release date for it as well. April next year, we get to finally see the beginning of the end of that show. So yeah, hopefully they'll give us a full trailer for that soon. But yeah, lots to look forward to on Disney Plus in 2025. Fulya, anything jumping out at you about next year on the streaming platform?
Yeah, look, I am also very excited for Andor Season 2. I'm also keen on checking out Skeleton Crew.
Yes.
So that one's definitely, we got a little bit more insight into what Jude Law's character is going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cheeky they're saying this is coming in 2025 when it's on the tail end of December.
Yeah.
Liars.
Yeah. So those two Star Wars shows I'll be very much looking forward to. Daredevil Born Again, I need to go and actually watch the actual original show from Netflix. And see whether or not I'd be keen on actually jumping into the new season, the reboot, essentially. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think they're I think the Star Wars ones are the ones that I'm mostly looking forward to. Yeah,
Nah.
and Ironheart looks interesting as well. I'm just, I need a full trailer to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
It's almost like she's gonna become the next Iron Man kind of a situation. So yeah, I need a full trailer for that one.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's totally fair. Mike, how about you? You pumped for 2025?
Yeah, The Bear. Got to mention The Bear. The final season of The Bear. So it'll be sad when that goes, and because it was a good journey and it was a lot of fun. I think you'd probably like it, Fulya, if you like cooking shows.
Yes.
With a bit of a twist.
With family trauma.
I keep seeing a lot of I know a lot of people have been highly praising it. It's a really good show, but I don't know if the drama in it is what's, I'm not really getting the appeal myself, essentially. So.
You laugh, you cry, change your life.
But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, of course the Star Wars stuff, especially Endor. I'm just huge fan of the first one, and we'll see where this takes us, and kind of fitting considering what sort of year it's going to be, like of a resistance against an empire. Obi-Wan Kenobi, where are you? when I send that thing on the group chat, it was like, yeah, everything's. We need a new hope. Anyway, yeah, Daredevil, Born Again. One of my things I'm going to do next year is to watch the Daredevil stuff, which I need to do before Born Again. Umming and ahhing if I'm going to put in all the other ones as well, including Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. Nick Cage. Nick Cage. That too. Yeah, probably Iron Fist, you know. You can't have your pudding if you don't eat your meat.
I was gonna say this: if you're gonna be watching one, you might as well watch all of them for the one full experience.
Yeah, including the Defenders as well. Watch that.
Yeah.
Watch that as well. And I'll just leave like Agents of Shields alone. I don't need to watch that. It's not canon.
But it's so good.
Apparently, I don't need an Elseworlds show. I need to stick to my 616.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. Multiverse is bullshit. I learnt that from Venom. Yeah. What else was there? Couple of other shows. I'm trying to remember what was else. Yeah, Ironheart maybe. Well, probably definitely because I'm obligated to watch every Marvel shit. Yeah, the Alien Earth one looks kind of interesting on how they're going to do it, because it sort of takes place like 50 years before the Nostromo first bit, like the main movie, Alien, but it's set on Earth, so it's aliens coming to Earth, and the government's going to Area 51 it, maybe, which is going to be interesting. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm more than good, really good.
Really good?
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you, Kendall? Or you've already said it.
Yes, what about me? Well, we've got one more item in the news to talk about.
Yep.
And that is, of course, this is kind of exciting and interesting news. Lady Gaga is going to be making an appearance in season 2 of Wednesday.
Ooh.
Yeah, a lot of people are putting this down to the fact that for some reason I didn't really understand how the correlation ended up working, because I don't remember the song being actually in the show, but it's been a while. So Lady Gaga has a song called Bloody Mary. It was on her 2011 album Born This Way, and it went viral. Along with Wednesday, people were doing like Wednesday like dances, like the Goo Goo Muck thing, but to Bloody Mary by Lady Gaga.
But sped up. It's kind of a weird meme.
Yeah, it was weird. That's what I mean. I didn't fully get it, but I love that song, Bloody Mary.
With my hands.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite songs off of the Born This Way album. So it was really cool to see that song get its flowers like 10 years later. But yeah, even Gaga herself filmed a TikTok of her doing the dance and everything, which was really cool.
You know what's my favorite?
What?
I can't remember the name. I just remember my wife playing it all the time. Is it? Let's have some fun. This beat is sick. I want to take a ride on your disco stick. She's talking about bouncing on a penis.
She sure is.
Own it. There we go.
Own it. Oh man. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, she's gonna be making an appearance in Wednesday season 2, which is coming out next year as well. And yeah, it's probably just gonna be a cameo. I'd say one episode, and then that's she's out.
Just be brief.
Sort of thing. Yeah, I'd be really curious to see what kind of character she plays, and I hope it's not like a version of herself sort of thing. I hope it's something kind of fun and kooky and interesting,
mysterious,
and I don't know,
and spooky.
Yes, mysterious and spooky even. Yes, yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, so I as a fan of both of these things, it's really cool to see them meshing together. Mike, what do you think of this? You looking forward to seeing a version of Harley Quinn in Wednesday?
So called Harley Quinn. Nah, I like the rendition. I don't care what people say. I like that movie. Shut up.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Agree.
It's got me thinking, it got me talking, it got me interested in what the dynamics is. And what's more Joker movie than a movie that's like the Joker? It's just bizarre. It makes you mad. Anyway, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a brief cameo because we're finding out it now, which is strange because I think Wednesday is sort of the second season's like coming out like start of next year, like roughly. Can't remember the time, so maybe they're sort of starting to ramp that up, and I think they've finished filming, so they're in post production now. So, yeah, can't wait. Because it was enjoyable, even though I wasn't really in that demographic sort of thing. It's sort of like the young adult sort of Riverdale sort of, you know, that sort of thing. I just like it because you know it's Addams Family, and I know the Addams Family, and yeah, and a lot of cameos this time, which is cool. So if it's just having a one-off of Lady Gaga as a person or as herself, I don't think so. I don't think it's that sort of a movie, but I don't know. Maybe she'll reprise her role like she did in what was it, the second Sin City movie? Yeah, she plays a barman. It's like her first acting role, and she was great in that. And coincidentally, Christopher Lloyd was in that movie too. So, kindred spirits. Oh. There you go.
Kindred spirits.
Everything's connected.
They reunite.
Yes. Can't wait.
Can't wait. All right. Well, that's the nerdy news then for this week, which means now it's time to roll on up to the trailer park.
As soon as I find the file. There it is.
Rolling up to the trailer park where we all park all the trailers.
Alrighty, trailer park time. Let's smash through this. One memento Fulya.
I know this is cutting into time, but I kind of need to show this off. And it was something that I really wanted to show off earlier, but I didn't have it with me.
That's all right. Yeah, the costume changed, so
yeah,
it's fine.
Yes, it's fine.
So you know how I said that I watched the assembled Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have the steelbook of Deadpool Wolverine.
Nah.
Okay, we're gonna have some dead space right here, because our hostess with mostest just rage quit. Oh dear.
I got her so jealous that she had to walk away.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Fulya.
Joke's on you. It doesn't work on Australian stuff.
Okay. Where's my Loki steelbook? Huh?
I'm sorry, but
I ran out of money. Ooh! Double rage for Moon Knight.
These were gifts from my friends in America.
You know what, Fulya? You don't deserve the third season trailer of What If. You're not allowed to watch it.
Oh.
Yeah, I had organized for my friends to buy them for me. and
I'm
was
very
I was
happy.
I was mighty grateful. But the problem is though, I don't know. This is Blu-ray only. I think it might be region locked. I may not be able to play it.
Blu-ray is usually multi-versatile.
I'm hoping that I can play it because they've got some behind-the-scenes stuff and gag reels and stuff that I really want to see.
My British stuff works. So
this one here is the 4K UHD and the Blu-ray for the Deadpool and Wolverine one. So I'm pretty sure the 4K the 4K one should work. I'm scared about my Moon Knight one.
Yeah, Fulya, I think you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because 4K, there's no region locking on 4K, but on Blu-ray there is, and North America's Region A and Australia's Region B. So
it's okay. It's all right.
Even on a PS5?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
Maybe not actually. I don't know. I'll have to test the theory and see what happens.
You're gonna have to rip open that plastic.
Investigate it.
Well, it's got some concept art cards in there as well, so I'm like,
framed.
Also, I just need to quickly comment on the fact that Deadpool and Wolverine is already available.
Yeah,
over there. Like it only just dropped on Disney Plus here, but yeah, the fact that
I
it's
thought
already
it dropped at the same time.
I think it did.
I don't know. I'm talking about physical. You've got it physically.
Oh, physical. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It did come out end of October, I think it was, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think it was
right.
wasn't it physical and digital?
Mm.
At the same time.
I'm sorry, Kendall.
I'm so sad.
Do you want
that Moon Knight cover looks amazing, by the way.
It does, doesn't it? That's why I really wanted it. It's just because how cool.
Oh,
because it's so hot.
Oh my god!
I've been asked who my favorite MCU character is, and it's
Ant-Man.
Moon Knight.
It's Ant-Man.
Well, I'm very happy for you.
Quantumania.
That's.
I just wanted to do a show and tell.
Yes, and I love that. I love that. I'm not plotting your demise or plotting to break into your house or anything.
Put this in my safe.
I think that's end of the pod. Really, we can't really go beyond that.
I know. Like the rest of the show is not going to get better than that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
who cares about only murders in the building? I mean, it finished like a couple of like a month ago. I mean.
No. I want to talk about it.
All right, well, let's breeze through Trailer Park.
Yes,
and
let's do it.
Get to it. Okay. Trailer Park, our first trailer to talk about, is a movie called Back in Action, which I just find a hilarious title and has to be on purpose, considering this is Cameron Diaz's return to cinema, return to movies. She's taken a break for quite a few years now, and she's coming back, and this movie looks a bit of fun. Her and Jamie Foxx doing a Mr. and Mrs. Smith, except they don't have to kill each other, it looks like a good action comedy, I think, from what I can see, the two of them look like they're working together pretty well. The stunts look pretty cool. The comedy might be alright. I don't know. I like Cameron Diaz, and I've seen a lot of her movies, and I think she's a great actress, and she's always a fun time. And Jamie Foxx is good too. You can't really. I mean, I don't know what he was like in Robin Hood, fully, but generally he's pretty good. So I don't really have too much to say about this movie. Other than I might check it out. It could be just a fun, switch your brain off and, turn on your Netflix and away you go.
Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill.
To the club.
Why? See, that's the other meme I don't get. The whole in the club thing. I'm like, what is I feel like such an old woman talking about. Anyway, whatever.
You and me both.
Yeah. In the club. God, it's happening. Fulya, what did you think of this little teaser trailer for Back in Action?
The look of this, it actually looks like it's going to be, good sort of popcorn action fun. And seeing Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz back on the big screen should be good, and in a bit of an espionage kind of spy movie.
Espionage.
Yeah, I don't know my words. I'm still adjusting.
No, I liked it. No, that was I liked it. That was me liking it, not making fun. I'm sorry.
That was my mouth just could not phrase the words properly. Didn't articulate very well. But yeah, it just looks like it's going to be good popcorn fun. It's nice to see Cameron Diaz back as well. I really liked her in. This was like a long time ago, by the way. She was really awesome with her action, like Charlie's Angels and all that sort of stuff. So, I look forward to maybe checking this out.
Nice. What about you, Mike? What do you think?
Yeah, it was a good trailer. It got me hyped. It was like, oh, it's doing its job. I had no idea that Cameron Diaz had a little break from acting. Well, there you go. And yeah, and also Jamie Foxx had his bit of a health episode as well, so it could be a double meaning maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith sequel, where they've settled down, had their kids, and now they're back into business, which is cool. Yeah, maybe. If I showed Australia to my wife, if she would like to watch it, I don't know. I might sit down and watch it as well. Good little romantic date night and kicking butt show. Cool. Where's this going to be on Netflix?
Yes, Back in Action will be dropping on Netflix on the 17th of January, 2025. So, only a couple months to wait for that one.
Yeah.
Yep. Our next trailer is for a movie that I've been dying to see for a few months now. This is called The Last Showgirl. This is it's a film that's been talked up and won multiple awards at a bunch of different festivals over the year just gone, and it's starring Pamela Anderson in what people are already calling the role of a lifetime, and maybe she'll get an Oscar nomination. Like, who knows? But it's really nice to see her kind of take on a really dramatic role like this, given the way her career has gone. I don't know if either of you watched the documentary that was on Netflix last year or earlier this year, whenever it would have been last year.
I've seen the trailer.
Yeah. It was a really, really good doco. It really kind of let you see who she really is and get her kind of thoughts on everything that happened and all of that stuff. And it's really made me go, okay, this woman deserves another shot at this life, at this career, and she actually has some talent. So it's just really nice. I'm on Pam's cheer squad for this movie. And it's got a great cast too as well. Not just her. Like Jamie Lee Curtis is in this. Billy Lord is in this as well. And I'm pretty sure Kiernan Shipka from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Fulya, is going to be in this as well. So yeah, it looks really good. It looks like a simple story about this one woman who's at the tail end of her career, but she's holding on to it with everything she's got and loves it with all of her being. And I don't know. I feel like it's going to be an emotional ride, but also a really beautiful story. So I'm really looking forward to this as well. I think it'll be good. What did you make of it, Fulya? What did you think?
This looks like a movie that I'm maybe not going to see. I don't know. I think it's not that it looks bad or anything like that. It just, for me, it didn't really, entice me in any way. It didn't really grab my attention. But it certainly does look interesting. So yeah, whoever's interested in this sort of film, it's very sort of artsy as well by the look of it. So
yeah.
I don't know. I like it's been a very long time since I've ever seen Pamela Anderson on screen. Long time. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this actually takes her, considering all of the reviews that are coming out of this particular film from the festivals. So yeah.
Cute. Well said. Mike, what did you make of this?
This will probably be a good. Speaking of date night films, this is probably going to be one of them as well because my wife, I don't know, enjoys Pamela Anderson, knows the story because we watched Pam and Tommy together, so maybe adjacent, and it definitely has that sort of feel of it being bit of a heavy film to watch, just and semi-biographical, like women at a certain age is trying to find their way in life because what they did is now it's going to be, it would be an interesting one to do and to watch, and if you're someone like Pamela, who's everyone has an ideal perspective of her, and this is like out of the ordinary, and for lack of a better word, she is an actor. I mean, say what you will about Baywatch. I mean, it's still acting. I mean, like, I'm not a big fan of soap operas, and even that's acting. And I don't really tend to poo-poo it. I mean, it's a style of acting as well. So yeah, I'll probably watch it with my wife. This is probably might do that. When am I going to do that? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you asked, Mike, because The Last Showgirl will be in cinemas here in Australia on the 20th of February next year. Lots of stuff coming out in February. Yes, another birthday movie for you, yeah.
Birthday week.
Birthday week, birthday month.
Birthday year.
Birthday year, yes.
Every year is an anniversary of the year.
Alright. Our last trailer to discuss this week is the first trailer for the upcoming, potentially final, but probably not final, Mission Impossible movie, and that is The Final Reckoning. This is the direct sequel / second part to the previous film, because originally they were called Dead Reckoning Part 1 and 2, now they've changed the name. I watched Dead Reckoning Part 1 earlier this year, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I had my new couch, so it was this year.
Yeah.
I watched it. It's how I date things.
Sorry, it's how you gauge.
yeah. There's BC, and then there's, so before couch. So yeah, that movie was fine.
DC. Dint in couch. And it's formed.
Yes, it's formed the groove. This is my spot. Yes. Anyway, Dead Reckoning Part 1 was pretty good. They made some interesting choices with certain characters that I was like, well, that sucks. But it was still a great movie. I mean, like, that was the one that I'm sure you guys might have been aware of, Tom Cruise doing the bike jump over the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that movie. So he actually did that for real. And then they CG'd the ramp out of the movie. Rather seamlessly. You can still tell. I mean, if you know, you'll know there was a ramp underneath him. But yeah, anyway. That was an interesting movie. So I'm curious to see how the story wraps up here. The trailer for this kind of seems like it's the final movie of the series, doesn't it? Because they were showing clips from a lot of the previous Mission Impossible movies, even dating back to the first one, which was nearly 30 years ago. Oh god, the 90s. Nearly 30 years ago, the first movie came out. Very long-running franchise. Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be fun. Like, these movies are fun. Like, Tom Cruise is just, at the last of, sort of a newer golden age, I guess, of Hollywood stars, I suppose, one of those big action stars, and he, the fact that he does a lot of his own stunts, like, he's just done more and more of his own stunts as time's gone on, and, we see him hanging off an airplane here. It looks very realistic. So, yeah, I'm keen to check this out. I like these movies. They're fun. They're great popcorn movies, and Simon Pegg is in them. So what is wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen? What is wrong with that? Nothing.
No Nick Frost, so no.
How about, if there's no Nick Frost, can I raise you a Haley Atwell? And does that sweeten the deal? Because she's in this one.
She is sweet.
She is great. Yes.
Objectify women.
No, I would never.
And I'm not allowed to.
Fulya, what did you think of this trailer? Have you? I'm not sure if you've watched many of these movies. What did this trailer do for you?
I have not watched any Mission Impossible movies. This movie, I have no clue what's going to happen. I don't know the legacy of it all. I'm not really that enticed by it, to be honest. I'm not really interested in the Mission Impossible films. I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan. I haven't watched any of his films, I think. So yeah, I don't know.
You didn't see Top Gun Maverick?
Nah.
Wow.
Never
Haven't
have
seen
I.
any Top Gun
It's alright.
movies.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't seen the first one.
I haven't even seen the one from like the 90s that he's been in. Like some of the drama stuff that he's been in.
Jerry Maguire and
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
A Few Good Men.
Rain Man.
Rain Man.
Oh, actually, that's probably the only one I've seen.
Okay, there you go.
Hey,
We found one.
Got you in a lie.
It's only because I remember Dustin Hoffman and I actually liked that film. So
Nice.
Yeah. He was also in Tropic Thunder as well.
that I hated,
Yes.
that I didn't watch through the whole way.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman
love
went
that
full, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. Not really a Mission Impossible fan. So yeah, I won't be seeing this.
Fair enough.
So is
Fair
it impossible to get you to watch it?
Yeah, very impossible.
So it's a mission that's impossible.
Can't. I'm not gonna accept this mission. Sorry.
Yeah. It's gonna blow in your face. Well, thank you for sharing your honest thoughts, Fulya. Appreciate that. Mike, what about you? Are you a fan of this franchise? What do you think?
After giving shit to Fulya, I've never seen any of them either.
Oh.
I have seen one, but it was so long ago that I don't remember anything about it. And I think it was the second one. It's the one where he went to Australia.
That's
Yeah,
the
number
only
two
reason
is-
why you watched it.
Number 2 is filmed here, yeah.
No, it's not the reason. It's because it was on a bus ride, so I could hardly hear any of it. And it's like, oh, there's Sydney Harbour Bridge. Oh, there's whoever was...
Must be
in
an
it.
Australian film.
Must be an Australian film.
Yeah. Who? Wasn't Richard Roxburgh in it? Or am I remembering that?
Yeah.
Someone. Yeah?
Brian
Yeah.
Brown. No, that's Cocktail.
That's
another,
Cocktail,
that's
yeah.
another movie. Another good movie. Apparently, I haven't seen it either. Yeah. So, yeah, probably another franchise that I need to watch all of it before the new one, before the last of the new one. Yeah, I'm going to do my thing. where
Do your thing.
where the last thing is coming out. I need to watch all of it and then watch the end of it, and then I don't remember any of it. I can't think of specific details. It's all a wash, and but it's weird watching Tom Cruise get old.
It is a weird experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you hand over the reins? Surely the Mission Impossible movies are a bit like the American James Bond. You should give it to someone else. I don't even know the main character's name. We just know him as Tom Cruise.
It's Ethan Hunt is his name. Ethan Hunt.
Yeah. Maybe I should marry him and take his last name. My cunt.
Oh.
Oh.
Thank you. I've been here all day. Things are falling. Anyway, Kendall, when's this last movie coming up?
Well, before I say that, I'm just going to quickly chime in and say I was right that Richard Roxburgh is in Mission Impossible 2, so pat on the back for me. The only other Australian actor I recognised was Dominic Purcell from Prison Break. He's in it, as well as one of Tom Cruise's relatives is also in the cast. So that's random. Nepotism. Brendan Gleeson's in it though. He's not Australian, but Brendan Gleeson is fantastic.
Hey,
so.
Irish, same thing.
He does it. Yeah. Yes, I have Irish ancestry. It's fine.
So have I. What's going on?
Yes.
It's kind of like we're a penal colony.
A little bit. But anyway, if you want to see, like me, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, you can catch it in cinemas on the 22nd of May next year.
22nd of May.
Yeah.
I'll have a couple of months before I watch all of them. I think there's like 8 in there. Something like that.
Yeah, this is the... Yeah, this would be like the 8th or 9th one. I can't remember. I've lost count. I think it's maybe number 8. Yeah.
Woo!
Anyway, before Fulya passes out,
Sorry.
She's jet lagged, ladies and gentlemen. It's fine.
My excuse.
It's fine. It's time.
Oh yes.
Oh.
For the moment.
Whoa! Wake up.
Section.
Ah.
The segment.
Kill.
The part. The place. The thing. The murder in the building. We like to call.
Culture.
Yes. She's back, ladies and gentlemen.
I missed it. It's my new alarm call.
Is it?
It's like, what the fuck? Oh, it's Fulya.
Shut up, Fulya.
Popcorn culture.
Shut up, Meg.
Shut up, Meg. Wow. Love it. Yes, popcorn culture time, everyone. We're here to discuss our thoughts on Only Murders in the Building, the season 4 finale, episode 10, My Best Friend's Wedding. Wow. So, my overall thoughts on this. Probably my least favorite finale of all of them so far. Not to say that this was a bad episode of television. I enjoyed it. It just, I don't know. Everything kind of just got wrapped up a bit nicely, and like everything kind of like I like seeing like the flashbacks and how and why Marshall did what he did, and
it was Marshall?
I don't know. Oh, it was Marshall? Spoilers. Marshall's the murderer. Yeah, I don't know. It was lacking, dare I say, the pizzazz. Get it? The zazz. Of previous finales, I think. I don't know. But there was some cool stuff. And I'm really glad that that Oliver and Loretta got their happy ending, and they're okay. And now Meryl Streep may not appear next season, I suppose. That's probably their excuse. She's in New Zealand. We can't afford Meryl Streep going forward.
Just like traveling past through New Zealand.
Yes.
Transited.
Transited. New Zealand. But yeah, it was still good. Like I still like you know, I now that I'm up to date and you know I binged the 3 seasons leading up to this. You know, now I'm gonna have to wait with you guys for the final season next year. So I will definitely be missing the murderers happening in the building. Yeah, because it's just a joy to watch Martin Short and Steve Martin and even dare I say Selena Gomez. Yeah, I'm coming around on her. I'm coming around on her. I'm coming around on Mabel. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm curious to see if you guys can make me like this finale more than I do, because at the moment I'm kind of mid on it. But Fulya, what did you think? Overall, how did it go?
Overall, I think it was an interesting way to end the season. Yeah, look, I think you might be right in the sense that it wasn't the best, but it wasn't like it was terrible either. So I still enjoyed it. There was still some entertaining elements to it. So I'm kind of glad that the way that it ended, we found out what, like, I was so scared that something was going to happen to Mabel at the beginning of the episode, and I'm just like, oh no, this is not going to go well. But yeah, and then as the scenes kind of progressed and we find out that she was okay, I was just like, okay, all right, interesting. So yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but it also wasn't bad. So I still enjoyed it.
Fair enough. Mike, what did you think?
Probably in the same boat. It felt a bit flat. And just focus more on like the actual thing. And I was kind of expecting more. Like when I couldn't get over the fact that they mentioned like first season plot holes, and yeah, after watching the first season over again, it's like, oh yeah, there's got to be something more. And cool that there was a couple of things that cropped up. It was like, I knew she was coming back. you can't have that Chekhov's gun and not fire it. But cool that there's going to be another season. Maybe we're going to have some location stuff in New Zealand, maybe. See how the budget can spread. Yeah, just the same as you guys. It just fitted neatly and nicely. And it had a wedding, which is always good for a bump. It's like, yeah, we need a wedding. Who's the wedding? And I did a thing that I'm not proud of because I don't like it. But my algorithm is just stupid. I was getting a lot of Meryl Streep is possibly going out with Martin Short now, and it's like, I don't need to know this, but it's kind of interesting as well, because would that affect season 5 as well? So I'm dealing with the behind the scenes, which I don't like because it doesn't matter because it's stupid. But it would be a nice fitting sort of departure if they don't get Meryl back for season 5. But overall, it slotted in nice, even though there was no real big reveal in the final episode. It was just, we learnt it from the ending of the from the previous episode, and we just stuck with it. And then, another murder outside of the building.
Another murder outside of the building. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. It did kind of feel like they were wrapping everything up in a bow, and then here's the setup for next season, the final season.
Yeah.
Which I guess is fine, but is what it is, I suppose. Cool. Well, I guess just getting into it, we can talk about all the Marshall and Zaz stuff, I guess, and how we, because obviously we find out everything, because at the end of the previous episode, Mabel finds the script and for the movie, and it's Zaz is credited to it, which is I did not expect that twist. Like, out of all the reasons why Marshall was gonna kill Zaz, and or maybe Charles, as we thought, like Charles might have been the original target, but that wasn't true at all. Yeah, the fact that it was over a script was a bit, yeah, I don't know. Marshall, for me, as the revealing himself to be the killer, and the way he kind of was, I don't know, like, it was borderline mustache twirly in a way, like, just because he was kind of over the top. Like,
I feel like he was a bit more sort of like one of those wimpy kind of killers. It's just be like,
yeah,
oh, I did it for this reason. I didn't want to do it.
I didn't want to do it.
That kind of tropey character that I don't like.
Yeah, and I don't like it much either.
Yeah,
I'll say.
there's no power behind it. There's no real sort of like push, I suppose, from that antagonist. So
yeah, and
it didn't feel like I wasn't convinced that he was a killer, kind of a thing.
No, and for this to be how Zaz goes out, like her being such a beloved character in the show, so dear to Charles, especially, like, it's been really hard to watch this season, him grieving for his friend.
Yeah.
Like, there's been some really great episodes that have come out of it, and some great performances from Steve Martin, like dramatic performances. It's really cool. But yeah, but at the end, when it comes down to just like, here's this kind of very clearly narcissistic and very troubled young guy who's just sees an opportunity and doesn't care about the consequences, and he just takes it, and it's just like, okay, this script is incredible, I'm gonna make it my own. And he, for some reason, just never thought she'd find out. And I mean, Hollywood's a big place, but
yeah, exactly.
So maybe he was a little naive. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But yeah, the fact that Zaz found out, and then it just kind of de-escalated from there. And then Zaz telling him where she was going as well. Like, I'm gonna go to New York, and I'm gonna go see Charles's show, and then I'm gonna tell him. Like, I mean, I'm sure she didn't think he was gonna kill her, but like,
I suppose like they kind of bonded over the whole stunt thing, and then when Zaz found out that he was going to be a writer, and then she wanted to pursue the same thing, and in that instance, like that kind of bond that's where her trust came out as well. So she kind of trusted him, but it backfired pretty hard.
Yeah, I think like at this point of like, the trust is broken, and then she gives him more information about what she's doing. It's just a bit, I don't know, a bit weird. But I felt so bad for Zaz during these scenes of just like the fact that her writing is actually, and I, as a writer myself, just like hearing that someone's stolen your work and probably made it worse too, because Marshall is not a good writer, apparently. So it's just, it was just really devastating. Just, I don't know. So it was a bit, I think that's probably where the most, like, I enjoyed seeing Zaz more in these scenes, and finding out what was happening and why it happened was good, because Jane Lynch is just excellent, and she doesn't often get to be just straight, not the dramatic, I guess. She's not, she's always just hysterical. And, you know, she's getting to be like, you know, how dare you betray me? Like, this kind of, you know, sweet, wonderful woman. Just, anyway, I have a lot of feelings about her. Fulia, what did you think of, I mean, you've shared a little bit of it already, but what did you think of how the flashbacks went and the, you know, the reveal, I guess, of why Marshall did what Marshall did?
When that's all that scene sort of started playing out, and especially when he brought out the gun and pointed at Mabel. The whole thing of where, you know, Mabel then, like, she was oddly calm to be standing there with a gun facing her. Her life's in danger. She potentially could have died. She was very oddly calm.
That's not the first time.
Well, yeah. And then, you know, the fact that she's also, like, using the whole, if you kill me now, your script will never be done kind of a, you know, ultimatum. Which was a also interesting one. Because, you know, that in itself for Marshall was a low blow, being like, ah, shit, you know, you're right. If I kill her now, I'm not going to be able to have what I want out of this, and all that sort of stuff. So it kind of, he was a big fool. We'll just put it that way. Like, he's not the greatest of villains, and he wasn't very convincing of a villain either, because he was just, like I said, he's just very wimpy, kind of no power behind, you know, the things that he says and his reasoning behind, you know, doing what he's done, or doing all those, you know, bad things and stuff. So yeah, like it played out all right, but yeah, I wasn't entirely convinced of Marshall.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fair. Mike, are you similar on Marshall as the villain, the one behind it all in this season?
Not really. Like, that's why I was speculating that there's more than one person, like, behind it. Like, he didn't really have the sort of wherewithal to be, like, calculating or anything like that. It's just he's a small little boy who's trying to prove to his dad that he isn't what he is meant to be, but it turns out he was a hunter, and a crack shot hunter. So I suppose that would go for the entire season, really, where it's the setup was great because it was just at the end of previous season, Zaz got shot. It's like, oh, what's going on, and just the overall, like, what's been happening and where they're going down the detective route of finding out stuff, and also diving into the into what makes a movie and all that, because it's a very artistic sort of show, because it's all about art and what is art and all that. And yeah, I think it was, I can only speculate of what was behind the scenes of what they were trying to do, and maybe they had an idea and it didn't really pan out. Don't know, but like the killer for this season isn't up there with the others, and it was kind of weird that the first season's killer killed this killer, and not as good as the original, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. But, like, I guess the one thing you could say is true is that, like, at least Marshall revealed himself to be, like, just the worst. You know, like being someone who wants to escape the torment of their father and the pressure of their father and all of this, and the fact that he's like, I'm gonna write a script about, I want to write about my experience and my life and stuff, and but then like to use your own trauma to inflict pain and to to even kill someone is just is really fucked up. So in that sense he's a good villain in terms of he's just a piece of shit. That kind of works, but it just I don't know. It just didn't. I'm glad we're all kind of in agreement that he just didn't do it for us really this season. But hey, it's everything else around the reveal worked. Like, I'm glad we got to see a couple of our Westie friends one more time, during backtrack a little bit. I loved the moment between Charles and Oliver where, like, they put it together, like, how Marshall was able to get so fast from one apartment to the other, crawling, like, walking around on the ledge, and then, like, Oliver, like, suggests that, well, how about instead of walking the whole way, we just go to, what's his face? I've forgotten his name. Richard Kine's apartment, and then just climb across, and then Charles is like, that's the best idea you've had all year, or whatever he says, and it's like, I've had 4 seasons. I'm cooking with gas. It's pretty funny. But going around and getting in there, and the fact that they helped the two of them get in to rescue Mabel by knocking on the door, and getting Marshall's attention off the window. That was pretty fun. And then just the Jan of it all. I mean, Mike, you mentioned it earlier, but like Jan coming in with the steel chair at the last second, just fucking smashing it. It was great to see. And then just the hilariously weird interaction between her and Charles as she's about to be taken away, and then she's talking about, I wish I could have killed him up close, it would have been much better. And I could just stab his eye and then swish it around a bit and see what happens. And Charles was like, it's really weird that you make these kinds of words sound very arousing. Or whatever he says. I thought that was...
The spark's still there.
The spark's still there, and then she's like, we're endgame to him. I thought was very funny. So that was cool to see her again as well. And either of you guys have any thoughts on Jan and the Westies before we continue?
I was expecting a joke that didn't happen, because when they went through, when Oliver and Charles went through the window to do their thing, the architecture of the room, there's 2 windows. They went through the first window that's further away from where they were trying to go, and I was expecting them to do all their thing. It's like, why couldn't we go through this window? I was hoping for that, but it didn't happen. I thought, I can write this movie. Anyway, but cool, and kind of cool to see these elderly gentlemen do a bit of stunt work as well. So always good.
Yeah, always good. Fulya, any additional comments or any of that?
Nah, not really.
Was Jan a good surprise? She's been listening into the walls.
She was there the whole time, just hiding in the building.
I had a feeling that she hadn't gone away completely.
Yeah.
That was great.
Will she turn up in the next season?
Will she? Oh, she's got to. It's the last season.
Wow.
We
know of.
That we know. Well, that we know of. Yeah, sorry.
Is it the final season, or is it?
I don't think they. No, I don't think. I think that's just my tired brain.
Yeah, they haven't officially
said
mentioned anything. So
no. Hopefully it's not the last season.
yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully not. Yes. I, speaking of like, I mean, like I guess the loose ends I mentioned before. Not only do we see the Westies and Jam, but we get to come back to set, and we get to see at last them filming a scene from the movie where we get to see some dialogue between the trio. And it looked like, I don't know if you guys took it this way, but I kind of took it as either A, Mabel fixed up Marshall's script, or B, this was dialogue from Zaz's script that they were using, because it sounded like it was, as they were watching it, like they were very happy.
I think it was a scene from the first season.
Or they were just having nostalgia.
Like verbatim.
Yeah, okay. Alright, that's cool. That's cool.
If memory serves.
Yeah.
Because I didn't watch it too long ago. But it could be.
Yeah. That's still pretty cool. But it was cool to see them, interacting and inhabiting the characters. And then, we get a final Bev Mellon interaction as well.
Yeah.
I thought of you guys when who I can't remember who was it. I think it was Zaz that says to Zaz says to Marshall or Rex, whatever we want to call him, like Bev Mellon sounds like a fake name. Like when he's like, I took it to Bev Mellon at Paramount. I sold it, and it's like a fake name. Like take that, Bev. So, but yeah, it was good to see kind of this final interaction between her and Mabel of like, I'm actually not interested in being in Hollywood. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm not going to give you any of my ideas, especially because Bev's like, no, we want buttons. Like, we want buttons for some reason. But I thought it was really sweet how Mabel was like, I want to tell a story of, about a stunt woman who, did everything she could to protect her friend, and then she wrote a movie about it as a love letter to him and their friendship and blah, 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 blah. And then I thought that was really sweet. Yeah, so it was a nice way to kind of put that storyline to bed, the Hollywood thing. Fulya, did you have any quick thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think just overall the way that this particular episode just sort of ran, like it was good, and I really I liked some of the flashbacks that we got. But I don't know, like it didn't really hit me as hard as what some of the other episodes have. Just like in general. So I'm not like being able to recall a lot from it.
In that, considering you just kind of went for a conclusion statement rather than...
Sorry, I'm like...
Yeah.
That's okay. You're jet lagged. It's fine.
Sleep.
Okay.
This is
fine.
This is the Fulya you're getting today. It's like very sleepy.
It's just very formulaic, and it didn't really touch the sides.
Yes, formulaic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Until.
Well, yeah. Unless anyone has anything else to say about I mean, we had the wedding and that brief annoying moment of, is Loretta gonna come down the aisle? That pissed me off.
Ooh, tension. Ooh. Manufacturing tension. Ooh.
I thought that was terrible. But yeah. At the end, we're at the end. I am a fan of Taya Leone, so it was really cool to see her pop up here at the end, talking about how, something's happened to her husband and the news is saying he's dead, but I don't think so, and I want you guys to investigate it for me. And then, they don't want to, because that's not really what they do, and B, he didn't quote-unquote die in the Arconia, so what's the point? And then she's like, well, he's actually quite connected to this building, and she doesn't really reveal what that is, and of course we'll find out next season, even though they turned her down. Of course, that's obvious setup for next season. So we'll see her again. Get to learn more about her story. What was her name? I wrote it down. Sophia Cacciamilio, and her husband Nikki.
That sounds made up.
It does. Cacciamilio. But then, of course, the other big bang, the ending was just awful. Because they killed Lester.
I know.
They killed Lester. My heart was like feeling everything when just watching Steve Martin just desperately just like no, like as if he was trying to undo it, like just saying no, like and trying to get to him. Like, oh man, that was. I felt that like like that was and
the moment they turned the corner and the fountain was in view and I saw red coming out of the fountain, I'm like, oh no, here we go.
Yeah.
It's quite horrific.
Yeah, very.
Jeez.
And it looked like he'd been dead a while.
Kind of, yeah.
Like he was very grey, pallid, like, ugh. Poor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do we have 2 murders to deal with next season?
Maybe.
Well,
who knows? 2 mysteries.
I think that's a thing now. There's always 2 murders.
Yeah, true.
One gets well.
So one happens in the building, and then another one happens somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, this season 3, really.
Yeah, true.
Wow. What's that guy's name?
Dudenoff.
He didn't really get murdered. He just
No.
chose to.
He just chose to die. Yeah. he was going to die.
But Paul Rudd did.
Oh. Glenn Stubbins. Pour one out for you. And your beautifully horrendous Irish accent.
Now, will Paul Rudd come back for this?
Yeah. Oh, they've got to. If they make that a running gag of just Paul Rudd,
it's gotta be like a brother or something.
Yeah, maybe maybe he's Nicky Cacciamilio.
Yeah.
It's Paul Rudd. Yeah, no, I thought this was probably the best part of the episode. I hate to say was these setup pieces for the next season.
Yeah.
Very very curious to learn what the fuck's happened to this Nikki person and you know, and then if there's going to be and Paul Lester, but if there's going to be any flirtation between Sophia and Charles, because Charles was having a moment in the elevator. That was very funny. But yeah, Paul Lester. Who would kill Paul Lester? Why Lester? I don't understand. He was so sweet and wonderful.
You got to think about the conversation that they had last time
in the corridor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Charles said, "Well, you let in all the murderers, so therefore he tried to stop whoever, or just some random person, and he got killed by that murderer." So
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, it's a good little theory. It definitely makes sense, and I wonder if they're connected to, you know, the 2 stories. But yeah, I'm excited. Fulya, any final thoughts on this before we wrap up?
I'm just sad for Lester. I'm like,
yeah,
he was such a sweet man.
Yeah.
Such a good doorman.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not gonna be the same without him.
No.
Not that we not that we see him very much anyway, but you know, the interactions that we did get with him was really, you know, really nice.
New doorman.
Maybe the new doorman's gonna be the murderer.
Take his job.
Yeah, pretty much. Did it to get into the inside.
Yeah. To get to whoever.
Yeah. Maybe Mabel. Could be a full circle thing.
Could be.
Time to get Mabel.
Mabel. Mike, do you have any final thoughts?
No, that's it really. That's
That's
the
it,
only
really?
nugget that I'm thinking of.
Yep.
He's trying to
No, that works.
stop one random person, and turned out to be a murderer. Because they wanted to get into the building somehow for some sort of nefarious reason. Maybe it's the woman. Can't remember her name. Who tried to ask the team to investigate her murdered husband. Or
Sophia.
Need to learn that by next year.
Yes.
Maybe it's
Got some
Sophia
time.
who murdered him. It's like, I need to get in here. It's like, no. Okay, slit throat. Chuck. She's got strength. Lift him up. Chucked him into the fountain.
Yeah.
Maybe it was her.
No. Maybe it was. She did kind of give off sort of, I don't know, not so good vibes. I don't know about you guys. But very interesting. Cool.
Yes.
Well, I guess we finish it there.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, we're done. Yes, Popcorn Culture done. Only Murders in the Building, the season 4 finale. My best friend's wedding. That is a season of that show complete. Another one in the can. Yeah, probably my least favorite season of the 4. but it was still fun. There was still a lot to love in it. Yeah. I will miss Zaz. I will miss seeing Jane Lynch.
Yeah.
She's gonna be missed. I mean, not that she was a massive presence in the show, but yeah. Also, just a quick sidebar, I was so surprised that when the cops came in to take Jan away, that Donna was not anywhere in sight. I thought we'd get to see Detective Williams one more time, but sadly, no.
Yeah.
I suppose Jan is maybe above her purview now, being that she's a escaped felon.
Yeah.
God.
Now a serial killer.
Now a serial killer. Yeah, he wants to mesh around eyeballs. Cool. All right, that's the show. We're done.
Yeah, that's
Ratsky.
Done dog dinner.
Done dog dinner. A 1, a 2, a 3.
And
that
that
was a podcast. Called
Fred.
Da.
Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for the latest Fred content.
If you like to listen to Fred the Alien, you can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.
If you'd like to watch Fred the Alien, you can head over to youtube.com/Fred the Alien Productions. And if you're watching us right now, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified of future goodness. And if you're watching us over on Twitch, make sure to give us a follow on your way out. Twitch.tv/Fred the Alien Twitch.
Hell yeah. I've been a Kendall Richardson.
I've been a Fulya and Michael.
And I've been the man with the pink eye on this side. No, this side. No, this side, I'm Michael Lister.
And
you just experienced a podcast called Fred. Transition.
Remember to eat beef.
Remember, Freddy lives, Loki dies, the Doctor is in, and... I'm fresh out. I'm fresh out of ideas. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh, the riff that got away.
The riff that got away.
Oh well. Maybe next year.
We'll get them next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll just say it. Remember to look after yourself and your mental health.
Out of practice. We're out of practice.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, ladies, gators, and
And... See.